you know. Facts and cash, we gon' back to back and look at all the cash, but we ain't got the facts on me. He said, he go at the who? All the niggas talk about it, yeah. Heard the singer probably wasn't true. All the niggas talk about it, yeah. He said, we wasn't going. Got the people acting like they know it. Facts and cash, we gon' back to back and look at all the cash, but we ain't got the facts on me.
Yeah, Facts and Cap podcast episode 62.
Episode motherfucking 62.
Season 2. We gonna call this season 2. Fuck
Season
it. We season 2. Fuck it.
Season 2, nigga.
We back, baby, and we got a special guest in the building.
Special guest in the building.
We drove this nigga off the street, man. I don't know where this nigga was at,
Yeah,
man.
they said fuck that surgery, nigga. It's time to come back.
We got Rizzotti back, man.
Back,
Fuck
man.
that shit,
I'm
man.
back. OG shit, bro. I'm here.
Yeah, we back, baby. Yeah. So, we gonna start this off, man. We got 2 weeks worth of shit, man. We're gonna try to go through these. We ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. Karen Civil done had a long week. She done had the worst week ever. So,
Who's Karen Civil?
Karen Civil, she's in the industry, the music industry, just in the industry period. Shit, she done worked for Hillary Clinton, you know what I'm saying? So basically, she's like a consultant, a fixer-upper. She has relationships, so she's the middleman. Yeah, she's the middleman. She do everything, right? So, Joyner Lucas, you know, he basically went to Twitter and said that Karen Civil stole $60K from her. It's a long story, that's all I'm gonna say. He's saying that she stole 60. He said he basically had a baby on the way. He was trying to, this was 6-7 years ago. He was trying to pop in the music business. He wanted to work with Karen Civil. She charged $60,000. She'll, you know, use her relationships to, you know, get him on, try to get him on. He said once he gave her the money, she took off with it. She wasn't answering the phone. When she would answer the phone, she acted like he was getting on her nerves, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't, you know, letting him know what she was doing. So he ended up getting on. From his perspective, he felt like that she thought he would never get on. She just run off with his money. You know what I'm saying? She even felt like the nigga was just like she was trying to set him up with her goons at some point. You know what I mean? So also Jason Lee, he has a platform called Hollywood Unlocked that started to pop off. He basically, you know, he give his critiques on, you know, the culture and shit. Kind of like my reaction page. Go follow that, Big Just Reactions on YouTube. But basically, he said that she basically, I guess he covered a couple stories that had to do with her, because Cameron came out a few years ago and said she stole some money from him as well. He was covering it. She didn't want him to cover it. He wouldn't take it down. She hired a hacker, got his shit deleted. She's admitted to this, that she got his shit deleted.
She had to admit to it.
Also, but being that she is who she is, when he got deleted, he didn't know who did it. So he hit her up like, hey, can you holler at your people on Instagram and try to see if you can get my shit back? Allegedly, she was on some hood shit, like she stole, like, you know how niggas steal your shit and help you find it, try to help you find it. Allegedly, that's what she did, right? He ended up finding out she the one who got it done. And now he's putting it out there. He's been holding on to it, right? So she's saying kind of like, I watched academics say some shit, and she's kind of saying the same sentiment when it comes to Joyner Lucas. Like, basically, she's saying like, what she does, there's no receipts for that. Like, if I go to a room and I mention your name, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no receipt. You're paying me for my services, but there's like no receipt for me being like, hey, I got this new dude I'm working with. He's nice, blah, 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 you know, talking to the big people in the industry, and you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of like her take. His take is like, you didn't even try to explain no shit to me. You know what I'm saying? You didn't try to explain this is what you did, this is where you did it. You didn't give me no invoices, blah, 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 blah. She's claiming that the opposite. Who do y'all believe?
Both of them?
I think, to Brandon's point, it's deeper than that. I got 2 major takes from that. One is people are too quick to demonize somebody just because somebody say something. Okay, it was calling Cam a liar, they calling her a liar. To me, it's like, there's 3 sides to every story. Her side, his side of the truth. And maybe it's somewhere in between it. Now, who do I believe? From what I heard, they were debating this on Clubhouse. Joyner Lucas gave his point. The biggest sticking point he kept saying was, this is my last $60K. I was broke. My baby was on. My baby was on. Yeah, and you took a risk for putting that money into her as a risk. whether they work or not. Now, you were saying that she didn't hit you up. She said she was hitting up your mans.
Yeah.
And you need to talk to your mans. So it's like, it's kind of like, it's some, and she has an explanation. It's not like the Jason Lee shit where she said, yeah, I did that shit on some gangster shit.
Also, she just lost a lawsuit with another woman where she said she stole her money and she actually won the lawsuit. So
Karen Civil won it or she?
No, Karen Civil lost.
Yeah, but I think like, I don't know, I guess another note is like, I think people pick and choose when they respect hustling.
Facts.
It's like, well, you either respect it or you don't. Now, is it like niggas, you hustle, you rob, you do all that shit, somebody ends up losing. So my thing is, if that's what part of her shit is, her little quick bag, like she'll get the Nipsey and put her on, she'll get the Hillary Clinton and put her on, but she might be a hustler.
Yeah.
Maybe these small business, these small new niggas, yeah, give me your money, if you pop, we fuck with you, if you're not, that's your risk.
It also doesn't guarantee that you're gonna pop.
Right. That's my own thing. Is like, I feel like y'all taking a risk by giving her this money, and I'm just gonna say your name in a room full of people that could possibly help you out. They might hear that shit and be like, yeah, that's not the direction we're going in, or we ain't really fucking with that shit. Alright, that $60,000 was an investment in yourself. That shit didn't work, but at least somebody done heard your name once. Then you may hear it again, but you taking a risk like that right there is like, it's not nothing that's guaranteed. Say, oh, I'm gonna make sure I give you 3 albums. I'm gonna make sure you get this. This right here is just like, you paying her for promotion and she promotes her way. If it works, good. If it don't, shit, you fuck.
And you can also look at it like this too, like, you gotta look at the type of music he makes. It's harder, I feel like, it's harder getting on in today's music as just like a rap, lyrical, miracle guy. Whereas to like, put it like this, say Young Thug hit her up and say, I got 60K for you to do this. They gonna love Young Thug. You could see Young Thug being a star. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think from the moment Young Thug came out, we knew like, okay, he got something. Joyner Lucas, he kind of hard to move around because he's like, he's not gonna put on a blouse. He's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, and I think so I can see things from both perspectives. I think from his perspective, like, it sounded to me like he was kind of like paranoid, scared. Like, you know, like, damn, I really got to get on. Like, he was desperate. And that's why he felt the way he felt. For her, she's doing her job, maybe. I don't know. Like, I also could see that she might have stolen because she has a history of people saying that she stole her money. So, I don't really know who to choose. If you ask me, I think it could be a little bit of both. I think maybe she didn't put in enough. She said something like he offended her or something with what he said, and she stopped work. She stopped putting in work for him.
He crying on the internet. And I'm talking to your dude behind the scenes, like, stop getting on this internet shit. I'm not finna deal with it if you gonna do it like that.
Yeah. So she said it's unfixable. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really know.
And if you see me in person, you don't got that energy. He claimed I ain't see you. Yeah. I believe her. But
as far as the Jason Lee shit, she totally wrong. She already admitted to being wrong. I don't like the fact that she was trying to say that, you know, like she called in the Breakfast Club after his interview that he did with the Breakfast Club, basically exposing the situation. She called in and saying like this is supposed to be a private matter. That I don't respect. It's like, yo, you literally like you did a felony. Like you basically you tried to delete this man's livelihood. He said he lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because you deleted his Instagram page, and he using that to promote shit. He's using that to promote his own podcast.
That's where she wrong.
Who was wrong for that?
I don't know. I look at it more like for what, like as part of the game. He admitted to he got people page taken down too, but he did it the legal way.
Yeah.
So the point is, she just got caught. If she didn't get caught, then she would have known. She should never got caught. And now, but
do I think he should press charges?
Now when she was talking about Jason, the private matter was. He was telling her it was private. Like, okay, we can get on the bus. Knowing damn well as soon as the opportunity came, he was gonna throw her on the bus.
Well,
she fell for that. That's what
she put that. Yeah, like she played chess. He played on the big board. He played bigger chess. You know what I'm saying?
It was just like I would look at that's why she said it like that. I don't.
No. I think that it sounded like to me when she called in, like she was kind of like she been stressed out.
What? She can't even say nothing. She already admitted it.
Yeah, so I'm like, you admitted it. That's where I think she was wrong. You should have never said nothing. You should have never gone on there and said nothing. You shouldn't have agreed. You shouldn't even called in. That's what I think.
Being quiet, let that shit die down.
So I don't know. He trying to press charges. I don't agree.
I say lawsuit, maybe. Press charges, nah.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's a little different, but we just gonna move along from that. Unless y'all got something to say about that.
Man, I was gonna say y'all will be hearing this tomorrow, so hit me up today if y'all need a wing, an infused wing plate. Laidback_creation on Instagram. Or hey, hit the Facts and Cat podcast IG.
The wings gonna make you feel good.
Make you feel real good.
So Wack 100, he said that he got the part 2 of the Ray J sex tape, y'all.
Yo, Wax, sit down, bro. You got a wife, you got a nice house. Enjoy your shit.
Part 2, and he said, Kanye, holla at me. I get it. I'll put it back in your hands.
Go ahead and drop that shit.
Do we think that that's a friendly extortion going
I
on?
don't believe it.
You think it's friendly?
He later just came out and said that he talked to Kanye on the phone and he gave it to Kanye. Now we don't know. Kanye's never gonna address that.
My thing is like, you could have did everything he did off the record. You on the radio and you say, yeah, I do got a Kanye sex tape. I need to talk to him about it. What?
Yeah.
What? So you just, what was the point of saying that in public? That's how it is. What's the motives behind
Because he
that?
want clout right now. That's the biggest
so
clout.
with all that
chaser
says about clout, I don't even take that. What's the merit behind it? But if it is true, if he does have it, shit.
That's just
shit. Kim got lawyers.
right. Do
Be
you
careful
want to
with
play
that
those
shit. You
games?
don't play those
This ain't the old Kim.
Kim got lawyers,
Yeah.
man.
Do you want to play with Kim? Do you want
Do
to
that
play
shit
with
if you want
Kardashian? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just think it's weird. Ray J chimed in. He basically said, you know, I'm a family man. This is not the type of energy that I want to focus on.
I hit it. What?
Now he never denied it, because you know Wack used to be his manager, or he still is. I'm not sure, but he didn't agree with what Wack was doing. I just think Wack. I just feel like, bruh,
Enjoy your life, bro.
you're 45 years old, bro. Like, wow,
You got money. What do you need to do this
I'm
for?
doing it for the clout.
Is he getting broke? Like,
Why not?
is his pockets getting low? He got to do something to stay relevant. He ain't got as many.
I think
niggas
Wack's
around
trying to be
him.
a celebrity at this point.
Bro, stay behind the scenes. You made yourself real wealthy behind the scenes. Nigga, stay right there.
Yeah, I don't know. What y'all think that conversation went like with him and Kanye?
I don't believe you had one, man. I don't. I really don't.
Man, Kanye somewhere praying right now, bro. He ain't worried about that.
What did he do? You need to get Karen Civil to hire a hacker again. Go ahead and leak that shit.
Send them goons to his door.
Go ahead and leak it then, and I'll believe you.
I feel you on that shit.
Ray J still got his goons?
Ask Fabo.
Fat boy.
I don't know, man. Drake and Michael Jackson, man. I don't even know are we about to talk about this.
This gonna be real quick.
This has been a
gonna be
thing
quick.
on Twitter with people. I'm assuming they're younger people, but are saying that Drake is a bigger artist than Michael Jackson.
To the people that are saying it, that's the biggest artist of their time, and that's all they saw. So that's what they're going off of. But they're delusional, and the kids these days don't do their fucking research no more. This shit pissed me off. If you were born after '98, don't even comment on this shit. Really 2000s, cause I can call some.
What you got to say? You please.
I don't think it's that simple. It's not that simple. Like, what do you mean? What's bigger? That's all I'm
Bigger.
What do you mean? What's bigger?
Musically, like
He's not bigger in any of them categories.
More popular. He's a bigger.
no, I think Michael was more popular. Like Michael touched,
He's
like,
everybody.
but music is way more accessible now. And it's
And
like
he's still not
records.
outselling Mike.
In what way?
Thriller sold 40 million in a calendar year.
All right, so like you think
75
Drake don't got
million.
records that Mike have? Like Drake got.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
He has great music.
Wait, what do you mean? No, talk about. What do you mean? You said Drake don't have a record. What are you trying to say?
Like musically, if you was to say who got more records, Michael or Drake, who you think? You say Mike.
Mike.
I say you look it up.
He got more.
There's
even,
more.
Let's
Music
say,
is bigger.
let's
now.
say that Drake has more music than Mike, right? Because he obviously might release music more, like in a more frequent pace. That doesn't matter. because every time Mike drops, it stops the world. Like it stops the world. The man saw like 200 million himself, over 100 million with the Jackson 5. He has 5 decades worth of, like how do you have 5 decades worth of that? Like literally, he raised my mom. He raised us. Like he has generational music.
That's what this generation is saying.
Drake has only been
Drake raised my mom. You gotta realize this generation.
Nah.
I'm saying
Drake has a decade.
you saw the one chick on
Drake has a
Instagram
decade.
crying with a
all
whole
I know is that
boyfriend.
Listen, I mean, we're not saying Drake
every
is
time Drake
is the biggest artist of this decade.
All I hear
Drake
is-
got 3-4 more
Record
decades to
broken
do.
on Spotify. Record broken on Billboard.
So what?
On Billboard. Michael's out on Billboard.
The
was out.
man-
Listen.
I was okay. I'm not
The
saying
man
he's more.
singing
let me ask you this, let me ask you this.
I think.
The man singly outsold the Beatles.
So let me ask you this then. Let's make this make sense. If I play ball, right? I'm sure Tracy McGrady has broken records that players that are better than him, bigger than him, made.
Okay.
He's done that.
Okay.
But he also doesn't have that. You're not gonna say Tracy McGrady's bigger than Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But I'm sure he might. Let's say that he might have broken a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar record. That's just one. That's one
I
specific
agree with
record.
that example. I don't think that's comparable to Drake and Mike though.
I think it is.
I think Drake and
I think that
MJ
people are
and LeBron.
too ahead of themselves.
It's
I
two
think
different generations, but they
just two
still
different
goats.
I agree with that. It's
Yeah.
two different generations. I think Mike is way.
But what generation is Michael in?
All of
He's in all of them. That's the
Mike's
point.
not relevant in this generation.
No, what I'm saying is when you're saying it's two different
I
generations.
think Michael Jackson
we have to
started
look
our
at the
generation.
generation that Michael Jackson was in. He came in the 70s, 60s,
He started in '69,
and he was probably relevant up until
but he wasn't
probably up
breaking
until
no
like the
records
mid
in
'90s.
He
was
started
putting.
popping.
What I'm
like,
saying is he put albums out in the '90s and was still multi-platinum, still
of course, Mike.
There's no.
That's my point.
Bigger than Mike.
You can't compare Drake to that because Drake hasn't even scratched the level. So I'm not saying that Drake
Here's a
can't
better
be
question.
that big.
Here's a better question then. Is Drake the closest to Mike since Mike?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't argue.
No.
Who?
You're gonna say Prince.
I think that because Michael Jackson is a pop artist, I think Drake is the closest in hip hop.
He's on
Two.
Chris Brown?
No, I'm talking about fucking the U2s, the Beatles, all those people, Madonnas, all those are still bigger than Drake.
You think
If you
Madonna's
just look-
bigger than Drake?
I prefer Drake.
I'm not saying-
But if we look at Madonna's body of work, you're gonna be like, oh, Madonna got him.
I agree that
Madonna-
it's Mike, then it's Drake. Honestly, if we're talking about just the biggest.
Because there's a lot of niggas, my bad. There's a lot of niggas
This
that
is the
got
reason
numbers.
this is the reason why this argument shouldn't be happening, because even with us, we caught like the tail end of Michael Jackson's career, and I think we aren't old enough to, like, we appreciate him because we can do research, we can do what we do, but just if you're like my mom or like even people in the 80s and shit, like when you actually look at Michael Jackson, you be like, there's never been nothing like this.
Mike is easy number one.
But like I'm saying, it's a generational thing. Like
the
my
Elvis
nephew,
is bigger than Drake.
my nephew don't know who the fuck Madonna is.
Yeah, we've already
But in
established
his
that that's
in his mind, there's nobody even close to Drake.
Yeah, but
That's
we've
what-
already established that
that's what I'm saying,
because of
but
a
like-
generational thing. Michael Jackson died in
But
2009.
between us, we not gonna say nigga Madonna, like us.
But I'm just saying.
I don't agree with that.
We
I don't
gonna
agree
say
with that.
Janet Jackson bigger than Madonna.
Because Janet Jackson can fuck with
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a cultural thing.
I think Janet Jackson is still bigger than Drake.
But if y'all talking about bigger, you gotta think about.
I don't know.
Bigger is not.
Do I
just
think
the
that
music,
he's gonna
though.
exceed Janet Jackson?
They
Yes,
think Drake ain't did it yet.
Yeah, I think
It's
that
too
Drake.
early.
I think that
I'm
we're
honestly
speaking
gonna
too
say-
prematurely.
Drake is there.
How long was Madonna's run?
I think it's Mike then Drake.
This is 6 studio
Look it
albums.
up, but we
I
can look
think-
up her credentials.
Drake is
I don't
there.
think
He's
I
up
think
there.
we
This
should
nigga
look at
out,
stats.
like I said
I
before,
think that-
We
outsold
can't
the
do it now,
Beatles.
but
I think the difference is that stars were bigger stars.
But Drake don't have nothing else to prove. Y'all want
So
him
the
to
hip hop
prove
game to me.
Y'all
So
want him to
you
prove
think-
more, but he does not have nothing else to prove.
I see what you're saying. I think in the '80s, stars were the bigger stars.
Put like this.
It was bigger. Like pop culture was bigger.
Yes.
In the '80s. Now it's social media where it's kind of like a 24-hour news
I
cycle.
feel like social media has ruined the star level of stars. It's today's game.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, like I feel like the only real biggest star, like you got Drake, you got Rihanna, you got Beyonce. I mean, I guess you would say Jay-Z too. But like, who are really like the stars of today? Like
Oh yeah.
Kanye's
It's
up
the
there
same
too.
top
Like it's a little
five.
but
Reed,
even like
Beyonce,
even, I feel like,
Jay, Kendrick, people that ain't dropping. It's not on social media.
But what I'm saying is, I just feel like Michael Jackson. You gotta watch what you talking about when you compare Michael Jackson on his.
But his
I'll leave
stars-
Mike alone.
But we're talking about
Mike-
stars.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Drake pop culturally could fuck with
And
Madonna.
I agree with you. I think
Like,
that he can.
It's different. Madonna was more like everybody loved her. Like she's a sexy.
Like
Drake
Madonna
was
got
more,
her
like,
hit off
socially,
MTV.
Like
Yeah.
like ESPN talking about Drake.
I can
Toronto,
agree
like
with
NBA. He's part of culture.
I'm not saying that. What I was saying was you can still say like
Yeah.
he's competing with Madonna right now.
Yeah,
He ain't
yeah,
made
right.
it to. He ain't made it to Drake yet. I mean, he ain't made it to Michael Jackson yet.
So if Drake was to pass today with his records or himself, that legacy still wouldn't come close.
No.
Oh,
Not
What
yet.
makes
Only because.
so what
talking
makes
about music.
what makes people like Biggie and Pac that close then?
So look, I don't think Biggie. I think that Drake is big.
I'm just saying.
Biggie and Pop.
But people put Biggie,
I think that the.
that's
I
the
think
that's it right
that,
there.
no.
People
Let me
put
explain
that.
why. Let me explain why.
I agree with
Real
you.
quick, 'cause I don't think
I agree with Justin.
I think Lil Wayne is bigger than.
I listen,
Pop.
but I still say
Put
to
it
this
like
day
this.
with
Kids
Biggie
right now don't respect Big and Pop, and
But
they're not
why?
They're long because they don't. They go back and listen. They don't. It doesn't transfer.
We need to move on.
They don't live that
We-
generation.
We need some stats.
No,
I
let
need
me
some
say
data.
this.
It's not about data.
No, the reason I can say this.
It's
Wait,
about
wait,
numbers.
time out. Let me say this.
We doing a lot of
Okay,
opinions.
I got a couple points to prove, right?
Doing a lot of
So I used to work at Target in the electronics section. I remember when Michael Jackson died. I've never seen nothing like it. His best, like his his greatest hits would outsell what Drake did these next couple
I
of
need to see some data.
But
dog.
We
what-
can, we'll look it up.
What if Drake died today?
Now,
Would that
as
not
far
happen
as
with Drake,
like I said, now what I was about to say is, if Drake was to die today, his I feel like his greatest hits would be bigger than Tupac's
Hold up
or
now.
Biggie's,
if it's
because he's been there-
Certified
he's
Lover
been there
Boy
longer.
660 billion streams. So if he died today, would he not outsell Michael Jackson
on a stream.
From when?
streaming
Are you
wise?
talking about from when Mike?
Drake?
Are we comparing?
I'm talking about Drake right now. If Drake was to
When
pass,
Mike died versus when Drake died.
when Pop Smoke died, his streams
If
skyrocket.
he, I'm saying when he
When-
dies, like
When any artist dies, their albums and shit skyrocket. So if Drake was to die right now, you don't think?
The problem with what you're saying is that Michael Jackson sold 75 million records on Thriller, and Drake could die right now. He'll never be close to that.
So you really think?
So what I'm saying is, at the height,
How you
at the
compare
height.
selling records in the when Thriller came out?
You saw
The
what happened to
mid-80s
Aaliyah re-release.
To
What I'm saying is you
streams in the 20s.
He the one comparing that.
That's
So
on
I'm
apples and oranges,
that's what I'm saying.
no, I'm saying if,
He bringing
if
that
you
up.
take the numbers from when Mike died and how his shit went.
The Thriller ain't the most.
It's like off the wall.
I need to see some data.
I like Off the Wall better than Thriller too.
But
Thriller
like,
still,
I'm just saying,
Thriller got hits.
I agree with him. Like, growing up, my brothers were into Biggie and Tupac. I gave zero fucks about Biggie and Tupac, and
Ooh,
I didn't think they were.
right, nigga.
I didn't think they were as big since I lived and seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they were as big. I don't think they could have survived in this era today.
The
Is
only
what I'm
difference
saying.
with that is they don't have that crossover. They have hip hop.
Because we saw
It's the
that.
hip-hop.
I'm saying we saw that gangster music. That shit faded out quick
30.
after they died.
That's what I'm saying. The calendar year sold 40 million. What I'm trying to
with
say.
the Big and Pac thing, their thing didn't go. They're not as big because they are hip hop.
I'm gonna put it like
They're hip hop. They have crossover. Drake has crossovers. They have the pop. He has every fan. Mike had every fan. So it's different.
this is the point I can say, right? Michael Jackson,
But-
like I said, Michael Jackson.
You gotta realize, before you say that statement, Mike didn't have every fan yet. Remember that though.
He didn't have every fan. Yeah, what are you talking about?
If you watch Mike,
Mike
like,
did a
let
tour
my
in
mom,
123 countries
my mom would tell my mom would tell you too.
in the 90s.
Jackson
So
5
this is the point I'm trying to say.
and up, They might
So
didn't have
look.
every fan just yet. He had us, but they were struggling too.
Yeah, I'm talking about when Mike.
So what I'm
once
trying
Mike
to
got
say.
Mike.
So listen.
Yeah.
This is my point. I'm trying to say. Mike, he's done so many generations to the point where he did our generation. We know Michael Jackson. I watched Kevin Durant say the younger folks in the locker room don't want to hear Drake. Like that's already happening.
Nigga, my kid told me Drake.
She told
Drake
us.
fading away. Drake. Ain't
She said she don't want to hear Drake. His daughter told us that.
Oh, that's not a metric, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's like, why are we talking about that?
No, I'm saying you somebody can make that argument about Mike. I'm sorry. Mike is for
Put it
the
like
white
this.
people. Mike is for the.
Listen, okay,
the numbers
cool.
don't lie.
But
You don't
put it like this.
look at the stream.
Put it like this.
Spotify ain't lying.
Put it like this.
Certified number.
Do you think that Drake is going to be relevant enough? Let's say, when did Michael Jackson start? Let's just say in the 70s, right?
69,
60s.
71.
Okay, so let's say from the late 60s to the mid 90s, right? Do we think that Drake has that longevity to where the kids are going to respect him like they respect Mike?
They're
I
not even
think so.
respecting him now.
They do
the
respect
kids
him.
respect Mike.
Not these kids, but when we were kids, yeah. To the night when I said when we said he
Mike
died out.
Michael, you couldn't tell me shit.
So I'm saying to the point where we said he was relevant probably to the mid 90s. And then when he wanted to do, he was doing a movie when he died. He was doing a movie, he was doing a tour. That tour was going to grow.
That's the only thing Drake ain't did is movies.
All right, we gotta move on.
Let's fuck saying he Mike. Is he the closest thing to Mike?
I agree. Yes.
I say yes.
I'm not ready to say that yet.
Okay.
First of all, let's say R.I.P. to AJ Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, known for his role as Ezel in Friday.
R.I.P.
But
Yeah, I
you
seen
know
it.
who he was?
I was.
You know, we know him as Ezel, bro. You know, black people. Once you know, what's your character?
Hey, what was his name? What was his name?
He was in Players Club.
Players
He was
Club,
in
what's
I
his
Got the
name?
Hook Up.
R.I.P. man.
I
Damn, what was
forgot.
his
I know
name?
Dollar Bill and shit. All them niggas want to play.
Deal. I don't kill.
R.I.P. to him, man. You know, it seems like everybody from Friday.
It's been a
gone.
crazy year, man. 7 people off Friday. Man.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get to Spot him, got him. He recently got shot.
Who?
Hey, since we on RP, you spot him down. Never mind.
Go ahead.
We'll get back.
You skip that one.
And Wiz the Wizard.
Who?
Wiz the Wizard. So
That shit was fucked up.
So Wiz the Wizard is a artist of Kodak Blacks. He's an artist of Kodak Black. He wasn't a big artist, but he was recently Spot him got him was shot.
Jacksonville or
No,
Florida.
Wiz the Wizard is from Spot him got him from Jacksonville. Wiz the Wizard is from Duval.
Is
from
Spot-
Broward
who is Spot
County.
got
Florida.
signed?
All them Florida.
Yeah, from Florida, but they were
Who
both.
Spot got signed to?
Or signed under?
Oh, what?
He signed really Sean Cotton. Say Cheese put him on.
Oh, okay.
But Spot him got him. He got shot 5 times leaving the studio. Wiz the Wizard.
That's
The rumor is
wild
that he
as
was
fuck.
kidnapped, beat to death, or shot.
And they
one of the
chopped him
two,
up.
And they chopped him up and dropped him off in his old neighborhood where his older brother got killed at.
So that explains Kodak. Recent.
Yeah. So
That's wild.
I guess my question is like, are gangster rappers built to last in this rap game at this point?
Have they ever?
Nope, not ever.
Why would you want to be a gangster rapper?
So it doesn't
That's
A real one, anyways.
make sense to be a gangster rapper in the rap.
No,
They really don't.
Or be like, I've seen somewhere where it's like,
Cause even if you make it, they're not gonna consider you a gangster rapper no
I
more.
was watching a Vince Staples interview, and he was talking about how like nobody really real where they from. So like
He said nobody what?
nobody really where they from. All these gangsters, all these gangbangers, they don't rep no hood. They rep somebody else hood. They rep the West Coast hood or whatever.
Mhm.
So to me, it's like, bro, if I am from goddamn Witcham, Salem, North Carolina, or Conyers, Georgia, like, and I could just rap about being from Atlanta, why would I choose the opposite, trying to go to Atlanta and be from Atlanta? Like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Well, rap about it, stay my ass out, or just don't rap about that shit at all. I'm Jordan Lucas. I
Yeah.
don't hear about him getting shot. Like, you don't hear that shit.
Yeah.
It just don't make no sense. Like, these street niggas that really seem to be where they're from, like, you can look up a Jacksonville documentary, anywhere in that Florida, for them to chop you up.
You had some real street beef going on.
What?
You did some shit. They said now allegedly he was a shooter too. So
Who you talking about?
That's beyond street
where's the
beef.
wizard?
Now, where's the wizard? The thing is, this nigga was talking hella shit because he was trying to get off the label. He was trying to get paid.
He was beefing with Kodak?
Yeah, he was trying to pay to get off.
It
that
wasn't
shit.
like a street.
It wasn't street.
It was
That was
a-
like, I'm
the
trying to get
song-
off the label. I wanna, I got bigger labels that's trying to sign me now. I'll pay you a little 60K back. And Kodak like, nah, nigga, just cause I gave you 60, it's deeper than that. Like, I done invested more shit into that. Like, if you go watch the last few Kodak videos, this nigga's right beside him in the video. And they're trying to pin it, like, that Kodak's folks might be behind it, not Kodak in particular. But it's like, bruh, that shit is wild. Like, they chop this nigga up. Like, you dealing with Haitians at this point. You talking shit. Like, you talking cash shit to Kodak.
That's why
And-
Kuzma right though.
I don't know, like, nigga, sometimes you ain't gotta be that hard.
Who's the ex-artist Kodak beefing with?
He beefing with a lot of his artists. He
Is that
beefing
like
with
a-
Jack Boy.
like
Like,
a
called
apology?
Jack Boy and said, let's do
Is that because of what happened to...
Kodak.
Well, they both beefing about. Well, it sounded like what Kodak was beefing with Jack Boy for was kind of like Jack Boy was saying certain things he was gonna do when he got out.
No, I'm saying is the change of energy because his man's got killed.
Yeah. He reached out to him. He said on Twitter. He said, let this be a lesson to us that tomorrow's not promised. Let's I don't want to beef no one with y'all. I just want to hug you, my nigga, type shit.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's a plot. If a nigga kidnaps you and chops you up, that shit is plotted.
Nigga, you're talking shit to Kodak, which is Haitian. You see the niggas that hang
No,
around?
I ain't finna let y'all do that. Don't put Kodak name on it.
I didn't say it was Kodak. I didn't say he did it, but
Don't
you
put it out
talking.
there that people. I don't want to.
I'm just reading.
They said allegedly that this man was already deep into the streets type shit. Like he did his own dirt in the streets.
Alright, I'm not saying.
I don't want to
Kodak got
even
no
involve
parts into it.
Kodak or his people or any people that love Kodak. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
How many niggas you know that's gonna use a machete to chop your ass up and drop you off in your old hood?
It could've
I
been
mean, I don't know
like a
what they said. They didn't
chainsaw.
say necessarily what happened yet. They ain't really said. These is all speculation. You know what I mean? We don't know yet.
I thought what I heard was facts, but alright.
So Lil Baby got finessed by a jeweler. He tried to buy a petite, however you're supposed to say it. It's a 40th anniversary, limited edition. Spent $400K on it.
Yeah, they stick them Apple Watches.
Fake watch busters did the due diligence, and they said that shit was fake.
But they didn't try to play him. They was like, hey.
No,
man.
they told him.
I mean, that was like the most
Well, fake
respectful.
watch busters don't really try to play niggas. They just point out where you bought, where it was fake at. I think they understand the fact that you're a rapper and you don't got knowledge on that type of
These
shit.
jewelers been doing that shit for years.
What-
Go all the way back to the Jacobs.
What they say was fake about it? The diamond?
They were talking about they
Ain't no
multiple
diamond.
things. They said it was too like wide. It was dials was wrong. Like it was a whole.
Yeah,
bunch
this
of
one
shit.
So it was a fake Patek or was it?
It was a fake. It wasn't even a Patek, and it wasn't worth $400,000.
It was a Futek.
Yeah, he had a Patek.
I was like,
So
how
who do we
you-
blame?
how you
Do we
know?
blame the jeweler or do we blame the rapper?
Jeweler.
Yeah,
I blame the
but
jewelers
how-
because they setting these niggas up. They don't really like these
'Cause
niggas
of-
came from them.
yeah,
They don't know
the
jewelry. They don't know a watch.
The
You
jeweler-
gotta, you ain't gotta know jewelry.
The
like,
jeweler knows what they're doing.
That's a jeweler. Like
Yeah,
you gotta understand. If someone like that's why I said what was fake about it. It's like the diamonds aren't fake.
There are no diamonds in it.
That's a lot of no. That one didn't. It was a plain
It was
Jane.
a plain Jane.
I blame Lil Baby.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm blaming bro.
But
hell no.
the reason I say I bring the jewelers because they probably like, hey man, I'm gonna give you this, promote this shit. And baby like, nah. He's like, man, come on, it's good for my business. You can have it.
You don't do that
Now
for
we don't know.
400,000.
Now we don't know if that's what
I'm
happened.
saying
He
if
said
he
he
paid
spent
for it.
$400K on it.
You gotta get the
Man,
diamond tested then.
I
That's just
think-
like that's
Not even
There's no diamonds.
But do you believe every rapper
It's a
that
plain
say,
Jane. It's like buying a Rollie and
bruh?
not putting diamonds on it.
okay.
Do you
Just
believe
buying a
every
Rollie.
rapper what they say they spent money on and what they spend? Like,
No,
bro,
it's like it was shining.
that nigga could
It's
told me
a
that
nice
shit was
watch. It's a
5.6
nice
billion.
watch.
I was like,
Listen, I blame Baby because my whole thing is before you even invest $400,000 in a watch, nigga, you should do your due diligence. But you just putting all your trust in a jeweler when now listen, Lil Durk just said a week before that, yo, the reason y'all niggas be getting finessed by jewelers is because y'all don't stick with one jeweler. Y'all go to multiple jewelers. Baby went to a jeweler that not even his primary jeweler. He go to Icebox. That's his shit. Icebox has a YouTube page. That's where he always goes. Mind you, I still think that every rapper is getting finessed by jewelers. That's just me. I think they give y'all
Whether
these
it's-
watches and then y'all just want diamonds on them. In this case, it's easier to spot the fake. There's no diamonds on it. You don't put that on that type of watch because it's probably an investment. Like you put 400, you probably gonna sell it for more. My whole thing is I just don't think that. I mean, I can't speak for Lil Baby, but me personally, I wouldn't be just so gun ho to be investing $400,000 in a watch without trying to do some kind of research on it.
But my thing is, let's say this was a jeweler that's, you know, well known. His track history has been good. You ain't never heard nothing
Jacob
bad
Jeweler
about
went
it.
to jail for that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what you were thinking, yeah, all right, I may feel more comfortable to drop
It's
400,000.
still your responsibility. You putting your think about it. You putting your trust in a jeweler, an aftermarket jeweler at that. He even tweeted. He said, "Yo, this is what I'm talking about," and he tweeted, Patek. It was like, "This is why y'all need to put me on the list." I guess saying like he could actually go directly to them instead of having a middleman jeweler. So he could, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, if you ain't on the list and you get an aftermarket, you need to do your diligence. Bring somebody with you. Shit. Send that shit to Fake Watch Buster. I can't tell you because I don't know nothing about jewelry like to that point. But my thing is, you putting your trust in somebody. You gotta know that's part of the game. That's how I look at it.
Oh, we know about that.
Yeah.
He also got more advisors around him, like, hold on.
Whole
That
bunch
ain't
of
right.
people. So y'all watch
He probably on the list.
Oh, on the list.
on the list. So, y'all watched Versus a couple week and a half ago. Fat Joe, Ja Rule. Tell me what you think.
I tuned in for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, that's it?
I just don't give a fuck about Fat Joe's catalog.
Oh, shit.
I'm just gonna be real with y'all, bruh.
It was entertaining. Shout out to Ja Rule. I feel like
Shout out to Ashanti.
shout out to Ashanti.
Oh, she was the biggest.
We gonna get to her. Tell me what you think about the Versus.
I feel like Fat Joe was trying to be too funny.
He was trying to be the Locks.
He was trying to be a little bit too comedian.
Yeah.
A little bit, but
No game plan.
I think he had a game.
didn't have a backup game plan
Stick
to
to
the
his game plan. Which, if you a Fat Joe fan, not like a cameraman, then you was gonna like his songs, right? But like his most popular song was towards the end, and it's like by then he was getting hit in the head with just a lot
He
of
got them
hits.
haymakers already.
So, but like it was pretty decent. I'm just overall it was cool, but ready to kind of move on from that New York centric.
Yeah, they got their shit off. They even had a couple New Yorks in a row. It's time. We need
Shouts
more.
out to Ja.
Hey, New York-
It wasn't the best matchup neither, because
Yeah.
Nelly was a special guest on Ja on Fat Joe. That would have been better.
Man,
for me.
Nelly, first of all, y'all not gonna convince me that Nelly went up there to play I'ma get it poppin'. That nigga was trying to see Ashanti. We knew Ashanti was gonna be there. That nigga was trying to go see Ashanti, bro. Like,
I mean, like
I don't know.
I think he's seen enough of her, hasn't he?
Man, he
Nigga,
single. He
can you
freshly
get enough
single.
to see that?
He freshly single. He been in a relationship for 7 years.
And she was bad too.
He want that Ashanti.
He want that old thing back.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason why he came. He
Yeah.
was dubbing Fat Joe.
Was Get It Poppin' really
Fat
that
Joe
hard?
was like, Shawnee's gonna be here. He's, oh, I'm on the next flight.
Somebody pulled the numbers up and said, I mean, Get It Poppin' was bigger than I thought, but it still wasn't that big.
They played Hot in here too, which is kind of weird. But
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you ain't gonna fly Nelly out there and play Get It Poppin' and not play Hot in Here. You know what I'm saying?
He made sure to get that hug though.
Hey man, you see, he ran through Fat Joe to get that hug.
Excuse me.
That nigga.
Hey,
wanted
big
it.
head.
So after that, JD.
shout out Sean.
Jermaine Dupri, he put out a challenge. Well, he said that really Diddy was talking shit in the comments, but it came off as if he issued a challenge. He said he was there at the Versus, and he said that basically, you know, he challenged Diddy, and Diddy responded and said, "Your arms ain't long enough to box with God. You don't have enough hits. I could beat you with Mary J and Biggie alone." On a scale of 1 to 10, how disrespectful
Very disrespectful.
is that?
If I was Jermaine Dupri, I'd have been like, nigga, I got Mariah Carey and Janet Jackson.
And Usher.
Usher.
What do y'all think? How
It was
disrespectful?
disrespectful.
So
Do we
yeah.
think that? Oh, let me ask you this: is Diddy facts or cap? Is that a factual statement or a cap statement?
It was cap.
Now,
He knows
Diddy,
it's cap. Cap.
Diddy can throw some blow because he still got
I'm waiting on him.
MTV.
I'm waiting on
I
him.
think it was disrespectful. There's a universe where Diddy can win that versus with just Mary and
I'm gonna tell you why that's false.
But it's not. It's like it's
70
1%
songs. That's it.
All you gotta do is win 11 to win.
I think that's false just
You
because.
can't win 11.
No, I think that's false because in a versus we don't want. This is what I'm saying. Maybe this is in New York, but I think for the rest of the country, we love Biggie. But it's only so many songs you can play from Biggie in a versus. Like we don't want you to. We want because you have Bad Boy. You have all these artists. You have all these illustrious hits. Like I think that if you play too much Biggie, the fans are gonna be like, all right, man, can you play something else? Like if Diddy played 10 songs from Biggie, do you think that would benefit him in verses?
Nope. Not at all.
It depends.
I don't
That's like
think
saying
so.
if Biggie did a versus, it's too much Biggie.
How many?
No, that's not.
Or
That's
like-
not. No. That's terrible. That's terrible logic.
The only way Diddy
How?
winning
Because
makes.
if Biggie does a versus, of course he's gonna play his own shit.
All right.
What I'm saying is Diddy, the executive producer, the man who has one of the most legendary labels
Okay.
alone. That means if he plays Diddy, that means he's probably skipping on shit like whoa, or we ain't going nowhere, or like just his own hits, his other artist hits, like the other shit that people want to hear. If I do 10 songs of Mary J and 10 songs of
Then
Biggie,
you was talking shit.
people don't want to hear
I
that shit.
just to answer
We know
your
he's
question.
talking shit.
I don't think that's like the most impossible thing.
I think that would be a good
They
verse.
both
It'd be a
got
good
verses.
matchup.
No, I'm talking about
No,
just
he's talking-
Mary, just Biggie.
Nah, maybe that's
Nah, he not winning that, just Mary.
That's your New York coming out.
That's your New York.
Not. I'm tired of that. Fuck New York. Like I just it's not. But I'm not gonna pretend how big.
I don't. You
Big
agree with that, Chris?
especially 10 of them.
What?
Now you guys said
I
I'm
don't-
gonna play. Just
Y'all really
Biggie.
think
Hell no.
y'all think Biggie got 10 songs that's gonna win on the verses? Let's be real, cause I don't.
But I think New York versus.
If it's
New
Biggie,
York
if the
centric.
verses is Biggie
versus is
somebody
New York
else.
centric.
No, I'm saying like in that situation.
No, it's not.
You said what?
Versus is what?
Versus definitely is New York.
It's New York centric to me.
Yeah.
How when Atlanta ran the last season of verses?
What do you mean Atlanta ran?
That shit started. off
Atlanta
in
had
New
the
York,
most
though.
verses wins last year. Like when it first started, like nigga, you had Sean Garrett, you had fucking who all we had? Dallas Austin, we had fucking 2 Chainz, we had we watched Lil Jon beat T-Pain. Like Atlanta had the most shit. We had Jeezy and Gucci. Like
But versus
Atlanta
was based
has
off
had
that,
the most had
but
more
versus
verses.
was based off that New York.
Even
culture,
Babyface,
I-
nigga, Sean Garrett, the
That
Pen, the
whole
Dream. What are
Swiss
y'all
beat
talking
was
about?
named that Sean Garrett 3 times. But what I'm saying is,
I'm saying that he went against the Dream.
If you talk about, if you look at the comments, I look at the comments. Look at it's an industry.
So you're saying the fans are more into verses? The
I'm
New York
saying the
fans.
perception of it is more New York biased, New York centric. From like that's why Manny Fresh and Scott Shores went the way it did. That's why Gucci
I'm saying-
Mane
no.
went the way it did.
Wait, what? How did Jeezy and Gucci go?
That when Gucci was playing songs that if you live in Atlanta, you knew, everybody was like, "What is this? What is this?" You see all those
that's,
comments.
no,
like,
no,
what
no,
is
no.
this?
I
What
don't
is
agree with
this?
that. I don't agree with that.
I mean-
well, I don't agree with the, and I don't agree with the. You're saying I just think that the Scott Storch and Manny Fresh that wasn't a good matchup. For one, I don't think they should have been. They should have been paired together.
I don't think it was a good matchup either. But I'm
So
saying
that's what I'm saying.
part
Like,
of it-
you're saying that's the reason. I don't
I
think
think
that's the sole
biggest-
reason.
I think that's.
I don't think that's the reason.
That's just one of the reasons why it's New York centric. I mean, and that's why I think Jada did as good as he did when he performed. A lot of them songs wasn't.
No, I think Jay.
Jada just a
He was a showman.
The
performer.
verses came
And what
back.
the fuck is Diddy?
Yeah, and I believe that.
And what the fuck
So
is
if we
this?
get so
And then in the industry.
So wait. So we our opinion of what we think is what's gonna happen.
No, I don't give a fuck. He played 10 Biggie songs, 10
I don't agree with
Margaret
that.
songs.
I don't agree with
He's gonna be she gonna show him, and y'all niggas see like 10 Biggie songs won't go.
It won't.
Listen, they're going to go, but no, listen.
Versus
I'm not
JD
denying.
and what he can pull.
No, listen. I'm not denying they're gonna go. No, listen. See,
Babu?
this is where y'all be getting
I
disrespectful.
was joking. That was a joke.
Now this is where I
That was a
don't.
joke.
This
JD
is
got
where,
more number ones than Diddy.
So this is where I don't. This is where I don't believe. Like I don't think that if he plays 10 Biggie, I think that 10 Biggie songs they're gonna go. I'm not saying that the crowd isn't gonna be like, oh, he's playing Biggie a lot. But at the same time, I feel like when you're going up against Jermaine Dupri, you can't play 10 Biggies. Because if Jermaine Dupri gets out there and scatters through his whole shit and his different people, think about it. If he's going to the fucking Drew Hill remixes, the Jagged Edges, the fucking who else we got, Chris? He got fucking
Mariah Carey,
Bratz. Like, it's too many people that he can pull off.
Usher,
People are gonna respect more of the diversity.
Babyface.
Brat and Bow Wow.
You saying Brat like Brat wasn't the first female artist?
Let's just go to the strip club then.
So he.
What one song of Brat?
I'm gonna give it to you. Can win.
Against a Biggie song?
Nigga had
Nigga, I'm not saying
Atlanta.
He said Biggie and Mary J. Blige.
So Mary can go head to head with Mariah.
That can beat a Biggie song. That can beat one of Biggie's songs. Yes, that can beat a Biggie song.
Take the top 5 Biggie songs out.
You talking
It
about
can beat
10
the other
songs,
5
bro.
that you think.
We're talking about songs that
Bro, if he start
did he produce for Biggie, not 5, not 10 Biggie songs.
I'm talking about whatever he gonna play.
I'm talking about I need
it doesn't-
shit Diddy produced, not
Well,
everybody
you
else
gotta,
for
you
that
gotta
shit.
pay, you gotta pay Diddy.
I'm talking about the shit that's not under bad, but I'm talking about the shit you produce and wrote.
Man, at that point, ain't no rules to it.
All right, let's get to this point.
Let's get to this point.
Fuck all that. Let's get to this point. How if what is the criteria? Do you think that? Well, I'm not gonna say we already know what the criteria is, right? We all know that Diddy's gonna play all his artists, right? Or he can play whoever
So
he wants, right?
it's label versus label then.
Do we respect it?
Yes.
Do you think that? Because Diddy's an wait, no, we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen just someone who's solely more of an executive producer on Versus.
This ain't.
I'm not saying it. I'm not
This
saying
ain't like
how
how Versus, like the spirit of Versus, where it was when it first started, when it was producer, or it was like a beat maker versus beat maker, songwriter versus songwriter. Is now it's just a celebration. It's a concert.
I don't agree with
bigger.
And look, and if you put it that way, I would definitely.
It's a concert.
I would rather see Dre.
You gonna have somebody say, "Nigga, you ain't really like that," or "Nigga, you ain't really like that."
The reason
Fat Joe just played fucking. He had Nelly doing Hot in Here. He had.
Nobody cared about that, bro.
That was just him.
Nobody cared about
That was like Lil Romeo coming on and doing
Nobody
his
gave
own song.
Fat Joe
Exactly.
points. What I'm saying is that was just more of a because Nelly's here, let's let him play that.
I'm just
That wasn't
saying.
the same thing.
So what's the difference between him saying him out of his 20 having 1 or 2 songs that he didn't write?
One or two.
How many songs do you think Diddy really wrote?
Diddy ain't wrote shit for what?
If he paid for it.
No. So look, this is what I'm gonna say. So listen. No,
Then
listen.
what the hell you want Diddy up there for?
Can I say something?
It's basically label versus label at that point.
So this is
And that's why I like the Dr. Dre one better than JD because
that's terrible.
Hell nah.
So listen, what I'm trying to say is,
Hell no.
what I've been trying to say is, I think it would be better marketed as So Def versus Bad Boy. Only because I get where you're coming from, but if you look at the audience, how you said it's a New York thing and like Versus overall, right? If you look at the audience is more so saying, Diddy, you ain't really do shit. I'm not saying I agree with that he didn't do shit.
I disagree with that.
What I'm saying is the overall audience is saying
Can you look up the definition?
Diddy versus
executive producer.
But,
Can you look that up?
Assad is an executive producer for DJ
If
Khaled.
he was in the studio, if he
wasn't here.
if he signed the check, whatever he did is business. It's under his
Okay,
label.
I got something for you.
I just don't think that the respect level gonna be there as much as
For
high.
who? You said the majority of the audience feel that way? Where?
Nigga, have you been looking on Instagram?
He been sleep. You know,
Show me.
nigga.
Show me.
has-
Where's
Nigga, I don't have to show you. Go look, nigga.
I said I disagree with
Go to
you.
YouTube, type it. You just said where? I'm telling you, go look it up.
That's
Go
where I
look
looked
at
it up. Does not have that. The
Alright.
podcast that I seen people talking about it.
Shit.
That's not the consensus.
No, the
comments-
consensus is this.
The comments I seen talk about it. That's not the consensus.
Okay, so
you
listen,
saying
listen.
where? Go look it up.
Okay, so
I
look, so
came
this is what
from
I'm gonna
them
say.
places.
The consensus is that I think everybody agrees that Diddy would beat JD, right? I think where I've seen in the comments is people are saying when he put that, you got to box with God and all that shit. Niggas is saying, slow your fucking roll because the respect level ain't as high for you and the music that you are claiming to have something to do with as for what JD did with his music, because he does the beat, he does everything. He literally puts all his hands in the music. niggas is not giving Diddy props for Biggie. Like, we'll give you props for finding him, but niggas are not giving him props for Biggie. For you to say, I could play nothing but Biggie records, niggas is not giving him the respect for that. When Diddy wrote 5 albums for Bad Boy. He wrote 5.
No, I don't think that's a consensus. I think, especially.
What was the consensus you picked up?
If he plays a Diddy, like.
Exactly what you said.
What was the consensus you picked up in the comments?
If he plays a song, like, there's not going to be a point breakdown of, well, he is 8% of this and JD is 92% of this.
Of course we not going to do that.
So we're just going by the record that you play, record that you play.
See,
once they agree to them battling, I think everybody kind of knows it's like, just Diddy going to play
you're going into a deep dive detail. I'm not saying that that's what folks are doing. What I'm saying is, that's just what folks believe, period. The way they look at it is like, nigga, you ain't do shit. I'm not saying that it's not, that it's factual what they're saying, or that it's not factual. I'm just saying that the consensus of what I've seen is like, the disrespect that you're giving this man is unwarranted because you didn't do the things that this man did. That's all I'm saying.
The only reason, I'm gonna tell you,
that's the point of view.
But the only reason this even came a topic is because Diddy talked so much shit. Yeah. Nobody would have even went that far with
on the live that I said when I was looking, and then I watched the entire live with Fat Joe, Snoop Dogg, and when Diddy was like, play something, and he started playing it, and JD was like, oh, he didn't write that. I'm reading the comments.
He didn't really say that though. He said that after the fact.
He said that.
He only said that when he started talking about R&B records. He said one thing. He said, I wrote that
before Diddy even came on.
I watched the whole thing. Yeah.
He said that before.
You talking about when Diddy came on though?
He said that before Diddy came on. Right before Diddy came on, JD said, oh, you gotta make sure he play his right records. He ain't everything that he put out. You know, he was like, Biggie was part of whatever his name is. I'm looking at the comments. Once Diddy would start popping his shit and playing records, it wasn't, oh, well, make sure you play the right records. It was, come on, JD, play something. He's killing you.
The man is killing you.
The man is killing you.
Those are two separate things that we talking about.
So the consensus was the fans want it regardless. That's the consensus.
Nigga, we know that. That's what we've been saying. What are you talking about? I didn't say that the fans didn't want that.
So what did I just say?
You literally said you're talking about.
What I just said?
What I was just telling you is that you're saying two different things. We're talking about two different things.
So what is the consensus argument? What is the consensus?
The consensus is that the fans want the battle.
So when you
I didn't say that. Did I ever say that the fans didn't want the battle?
What was the consensus?
We were talking about the consensus.
I was talking about the consensus
as far as or what they were saying.
No, I'm saying as
you
far as
two different things.
Wait, no. The problem is you're not letting nobody talk.
Or do as far as did he write this shit?
No, you arguing. You're not letting nobody talk.
Are you arguing? Do you want to see the battle, or are you saying you're arguing? Did he write this shit, or does it matter if he wrote this shit or not? Let me say. That's what you're trying to see.
We're talking about two different things. You're talking about no. We're talking about two different things.
Everybody wants to see.
Everybody wants to see the battle. When we were talking about the consensus, we were talking about the consensus of do people respect him as being a CEO, an executive producer, trying to say that basically these are his records, or if JD, we already know JD had hands in the records. That's what we were saying. The consensus is that people respect JD more, and they were saying put more respect on his name. We weren't saying that people didn't want to see the battle. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What you're saying is, nigga, everybody knows we want to see the battle. We're talking about the disrespect that Diddy put on here. That's not the same thing.
What I was saying was, even in that aspect, if you're talking about that, still I don't think that was a consensus.
Alright, cool. Alright, so let's end this with Ben Simmons. So Ben Simmons is basically holding out with the Sixers because he wants to be traded. He never wants to play in a Sixers jersey again. Do we think that he's handling things the right way by holding out, missing out on money? Like, is this gonna affect the future of the NBA? Like, how do you think about this? What do you think about this?
He better hope the Sixers don't do him like Deshaun Watson and just hold it to get their hostage.
I think holdouts in the NBA and NFL is different. Like, I know more about NFL holdouts. It's like, in NFL, it's like you get charged. And it's like, once you don't play, you don't accrue a season. So it's like, after a certain point, you have to show up. NBA, I really don't know too many holdouts. Like, I don't think he's going to miss out on money and not play. I think they're gonna try to work on the trade because like the James Harden is the closest precedent we have to it, where like he was disgruntled, he's out of shape. You know, it's more of a distraction, so they're gonna try to force a trade. They have more power in the NBA to do that, to force their way out. But it's just such precedent that the NBA got more power, like players do.
I think what he's doing it'll work for him, but I think that when it comes time to like negotiate things,
But they're gonna try to
they
find
gonna
rules to stop that shit.
they gonna get rid of that shit. So I think what he's doing is gonna fuck shit up.
It'll work for him though.
Yeah, it's gonna work for him. Obviously he's thinking about him. I mean, I can't be mad at that. You know,
Does he get traded?
I think he'll be traded within the next week or two.
It all depends on what they can work out.
I think he'll be traded. I think at this point you have to, because like you said, the players don't want to answer those type of questions. It's less players, so it's not like 54 players on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that and trades are more of a thing in the NBA than the NFL. Like you know, like he's already lessened the value for the trade. So at this point, I think that they're gonna scrap unless they just. It's two ways you can think about it. If you're trying to win right now, you have to trade him. He's not gonna be there. You need to get somebody for at least some kind of value to be there. Here we go, yo. Say what? What's the scenario?
I want all the supporters.
Cutting Sticky.
Gay wedding.
Cutting Sticky has a friend named Eddie. Cousin Stick, he been going through his wife's Instagram page, and he noticed that Eddie only likes the solo pics of his wife, of Cousin Sticky's wife. And most of the ones is like, you know, with her ass poking out, you know what I'm saying? She shitting right, she looking sexy. Should Cousin Sticky say something, or is he overthinking the situation? Are you looking at?
First off, I feel like if you got, why the fuck are you going through every goddamn picture to figure out what pictures he like and don't like? Like, man,
I don't necessarily think it's that. Have you ever went through your girls, like just you going through your girls' Instagram and you can see, like y'all have mutual friends. So if you like the picture, it'll say B Holmes liked it because you're one of my main friends on Instagram. Like I probably like go to your page, I tag you to a lot of shit.
I wouldn't really care. Like, all right, nigga, you think my wife bad? Cool, you like it.
Okay.
It is what it is. Fuck it.
So I like your white picture every time she posts on but shit.
It's one thing
Well, I guess
every time she posts it. It's one thing every time she posts it, but the more provocative pictures, like he's saying, like he don't like the pictures of y'all son. He don't like the pictures of.
He don't like them pictures. He like her. That's fine. As long as you stick with a like and don't comment nothing disrespectful, you're not harming nothing. It's not fucking up my household.
So I don't get it. Like I think this is big insecurity. Like the fact that you can look and be like, hey, you like every single one of these pictures and none of my pictures and none of my son's pictures, none of her degrees, but just the degree in her ass. Like it's kind of like what were you doing searching on that? But that being said, once you figure that out, I think you just gotta ask yourself like, what do you think is more than what it is? But you shouldn't. It's Instagram, man.
Honestly,
what's the next level?
The bigger picture is if you mad that he likes that she's only taking liking the degrading pictures.
I didn't say degrading. I didn't say nothing about
Or
degrading.
just by herself.
Provocative pictures.
Are they provocative?
I mean, I just said my ass sitting right in the pictures.
All right, so if
You know what I'm
if
talking
you're
about.
mad that he only likes those pictures,
I didn't say he was mad. As well. No, I'm just trying to make.
basically, if the pictures are that bad, and you feel the type of way that he only likes those pictures, then she shouldn't even. Your bigger issue should be like, why does she put those type of pictures up? If not, then you can't get mad about what picture that
a nigga liking pictures.
you can't get mad over that.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I look at it like this. For me, at least. Do I think that I would be like mad? Cause he said, "Man, no, I wouldn't be mad." Even when I look at it, I'm gonna look at it funny. Do I think it's something worth me like calling the nigga and being like da 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 da? Probably not. Maybe if I might not. It's my wife. I'm be like, hey, do you notice that he only like these type of pictures with you? Da da da. Maybe if I'm just maybe for her. Maybe I'm trying to see where her head at. Like, do you notice? You know what I'm saying? Like, talk me off the legs. Like, am I wrong? Like, am I thinking too hard about it? That's why I say like, is he overthinking it? Because that's kind of the sentiment more so I would be thinking like, am I overthinking this situation,
Okay.
or am I like, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't necessarily be like, hey nigga, why you always doing this, da da da.
Okay.
But I do also fall into the sentiment because you know people be like, it's just Instagram. I don't believe in it. Sometimes it's always just Instagram. Like sometimes actions can be what they are. Now, it also just depends how long you've been doing this shit. Now, I'm not finna go on a fucking FBI investigation, but I do think like if you just happen to be looking at somebody's page and you happen to be looking at your girl's page or your wife's page, sometimes you can look at shit like that and be like, damn. Like if you just caught on to shit. So I don't know, but do I think it's an insecurity? Yeah. Do I think there's anything wrong with being insecure sometimes? No.
Yeah, I think sometimes like, people that have cheated on Instagram before, like off the gram. So I'm not saying it's what I'm saying is like you just can't. Where do you draw the line?
What do you mean?
On the, with the insecurity is like that. So what if he purposely doesn't like any provocative pictures but only likes the other pictures?
I would just
So
say
now
this.
it's like, oh, he purposely not liking the pictures.
This is what I would tell you.
It's kind of like,
Like if y'all came up to me with that and talking about another dude, I would just be like, just watch him. That's all I can tell you, dude. Like I don't like it might not be what you think it is, but if it's gonna help you be more, you know what I'm saying? Just watch him. Has he asked yourself, has he ever disrespected you? Has he ever, you know what I'm saying, flirted with your wife? Has he ever done things like that? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like if it's like that, then you feel that way, then watch him. If you truly in your heart believe that he's doing something wrong, then just watch him. Because I don't think it's worth confronting because you really don't have no answers to that situation. That's how I look at it. But, Alright. So, Yvette, her husband O'Shea twice with someone at her job, once mentally and once physically. The job pays her 6 figures.
how you
And she
cheat mentally?
so mentally would be like going on dates and like maybe like going to lunch with somebody
And catching feelings.
Y'all have feelings for each other. Y'all flirt. Y'all tell each other like I
So
really
it's expressed.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you telling too
I
much
love
about
you. You
your,
might even say I love you.
you talking too much about your relationship to this person. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
all right. So she's cheated once mentally and once physically. The job pays her 6 figures and she has no college experience. So basically, this is kind of like a once in a lifetime type opportunity for her, right? So O'Shea asked her to quit once he found out that she was cheating, but she says no for obvious reasons. What would you do if you're O'Shea?
Obvious reasons.
What would you do?
Huh?
Who's going first?
Go ahead.
You look like an O'Shea.
You slid do look like Ice Cube a little bit. Anyway, go ahead.
Nah, the way I look at it is, one, if you cheated on me twice and I want to stay with you and try to build past this, in order for us to stay together, you gotta leave this job. If I gotta goddamn get a second job, I gotta get a new job, making more money to make up the difference. That's on me if I'm willing to stay. But for us to continue this and move on, and I still want to be with you, we gotta get the job out of here.
When you say six figures, what kind of figures you talking about? Like
Honey.
mid 6 figures?
Honey.
Huh?
Let's say honey.
Nah.
Honey.
It's a little bit more than that. You might have to just, O'Shea's a part of the family. Yeah, you just take care of
But
them.
no, we're talking about two separate
O'Shea's the
instances.
husband.
One-
So you saying that the other nigga
One,
is
no,
just gonna
it's
have
two different
one.
niggas. Two different niggas.
she cheated with 2 different niggas.
One mentally, one physically.
You let the mental one go. Next thing you know, she fucking the other nigga. She fucking another nigga at the job.
You can cheat on her today, bro. But the bags first.
What you got, bro? I don't even want to hear this nigga no more, man.
I mean, I can understand it. I mean, I ain't gonna, I can understand it. I ain't saying that's what I'm gonna do, but I understand it. Like, I mean, shit.
Secure the bag.
But if I know I don't
You know
want
what?
to
I
be
mean,
with you,
like
I'm
this.
not
If
gonna
her
force
bag
you.
different, then if her bag different and she did all that, I might give it another shot. But it's got
Baby, don't do that.
if that bag different like that, I might give
Mind
it a
your
shot.
business, O'Shea.
But if that bag ain't different, like if I can
My name
provide,
is Shay.
you gotta look at your own self. Can you? So if you telling her to quit, can you provide for what she was providing? You know what I'm
I
saying?
gotta get 2 full-time jobs. Fuck it.
No, I ain't doing all that effort. I'm not putting in that type of effort for someone who cheated on me.
But I'm saying.
So now,
If I-
not only did you cheat on me,
Now I gotta work.
now I gotta put in more work to take care of you.
If that's my decision to stay, now.
That's why, you know, I'm agreeable because I fuck that shit.
Alright. I gotta. Alright.
I'm not putting in more work for this bitch
Can I
to
ask-
cheat again for a third person.
So why stay? Just leave.
You either leaving or I'm taking, or if I'm gonna see it through, if I'm gonna stick beside her,
Got to see it through.
that bag come first.
Alright. So let me ask y'all a question off of that. Facts. I mean,
Go ahead, bro.
is it which was worse? A woman cheating on you mentally or physically?
Which is worse?
So mentally, if we describing what we just said mentally, it would probably be mentally because we're talking about like you talking about the relationship, you talking about how you love somebody. I'm assuming if we're saying physically that maybe she didn't necessarily, she was just a fuck.
She got a rock solid.
Like she was just trying to catch a nut.
Which,
Yeah.
which is worse? A nigga send you a screenshot of her telling you the business?
That's
or,
added.
or a nigga send you a screenshot of her with his dick in her mouth?
I think what see you talking
Now
about
you
sucking
being
dick.
disrespectful.
Yeah, like you
I'm
just
just
make
asking you a
you
question.
you're going real extreme.
I'm
But I'm
asking a
saying
question.
yes, in that case, yes, physically would be worse. But that's not the end all be all.
But no,
what we're saying
I'm
is
still saying
put it
mentally.
like this:
I'm still
if she
going-
says if he sends you a text message saying like, you know, I've really never been happy in my relationship. I just married him because you know we had a baby, and I really feel like you're my soulmate, and I love you, and I want to be with you forever. Blah 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 blah. Versus, oh, when you gonna come and drop some dick off? Which
I'd
one's
rather
worse?
you just want you to go drop the dick out like just.
It might be to just I rather
Spare
you
me
might
the-
just drop
spare
some
me
dick
the-
off on my bitch than
You said she making 6 figures and give you money.
No, this right here has nothing
I'm
to
just
do with
saying.
money.
Oh, it don't.
No, this,
I would
these
assume
are two
that the 6
different
figures is
things.
contributing to the household.
Niggas tweaking.
All right, my bad. I just have a question.
Give us some facts and cap, man.
Facts of cap. So we seen the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight, the boxing match, and the original bet was if he loses, he's supposed to get an "I love Jake Paul" tattoo on his leg. So they made another bet after the fight. He was like, "If you want a rematch, you get the tattoo." He didn't get the tattoo. Now the story is he gonna get the tattoo to try to get the fight. Facts of cap. Would you get the tattoo to try to get the second fight?
Facts.
Facts for the
Yeah,
money.
That's a bad.
For some millions.
That's a bad.
And if I believe
I'll do that for a man.
and if I truly believe that you're not even in that, but
You
like,
can
if
cover
you-
up.
I'm sure he probably truly believes he can whoop his
part of
ass.
the bet. You can't get covered up.
Fuck it. That's a part of my life. Hey, that's a story I'm gonna tell my kids. This is what I had to do to get
I mean,
that
my
extra-
thing is, once I get the other bag, how the fuck is he gonna stop me from getting it covered up? Nigga?
So you gonna be dishonorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't no
The fuck? You ain't finna stop me.
So y'all getting the tat, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting that bag.
So what if you get the tat and he don't agree to the fight?
That's the risk you took. You still got some millions off
You
of
still
it. It is
gonna
what
fight.
it is.
You still gotta do the fight.
What do you mean you still gonna do the fight?
Well,
Beat your ass.
No,
away,
I need a contract.
No,
before I
that's
get the
not- that's not
tattoo.
facts of cap.
No,
Facts of cap is
that- yeah.
you gotta get the tattoo and then we'll get the contract.
Somebody gonna fight.
That's what I'm saying. For him to even offer you the
You gotta look
contract.
at it like this.
Okay,
Would
but
you
then,
get the
okay,
tattoo?
then that's when the cover up comes in. Yeah, I'll take that risk.
And if it don't, you just cover
Yeah,
it up.
just cover it up.
Just cover it up.
I got a cover up tattoo right now. That shit ain't
I
hurt
bet
that
you
bad.
do, goddamn.
Bitch.
Facts of cap. Should the vaccine be mandatory? COVID vaccine, based on everything we done seen.
Y'all niggas need to get vaccinated, bro.
I'm gonna say
I don't know
facts
fuck y'all
because
You got vaccinated.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
fully-
facts because
I'm fully
in order to
vaccinated.
go to school, you have to get the flu shot. It's mandatory regardless. So
No, you don't have to get the flu shot to go to school.
go to college, yes you do.
That's college. You said school. That's kind of
But,
paid.
I mean, you graduate high school, you might as well.
I ain't go to college, and I ain't never had to get.
I went to ICDC.
I went to college for 2 hours. They ain't make me. Wait. I went to college for 2 hours, and the niggas ain't make me take no
Like
fucking
chicken
shot.
pox, the chicken pox shot, that shit's mandatory. The fucking
Yeah. So do I think
others-
eventually it is gonna be? Yeah. Do I think that they should? Yeah. I think so.
At the end of the day,
Do I
it's gonna
think
be
they should do it
mandatory.
right now. Do I think
No.
right now at the moment? No.
It's gonna be mandatory.
But it gotta
regardless.
start somewhere.
But it
so
is gonna start. It is gonna.
But y'all
happen.
niggas need to get vaccinated, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. I
Hey.
know I said I wasn't gonna do that shit.
I was the only nigga in here talking
Hey.
about the vaccine. Niggas was on my ass.
Yeah, nigga, I got sick and I had to go get that bitch. Fuck it.
I would double shot up before
And
anyway.
I still didn't get tested.
Give us one more, man, before we get out of here.
I got one too.
All right, well, y'all go.
I'm gonna end it on mine.
Fashion cat. Is that nigga Brandon ugly as hell on camera?
Ask your mama.
That's the cat. Can you be a street nigga or be from the suburbs?
Yep.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Your daddy could have been a street nigga, how you was raised.
You could just be in your
what you've been
blood.
around.
That's what you've seen.
So-
That's what you've been around.
And on top of that, like, people think that if you live in what's considered the suburbs, that there is nothing, I think they just think that you lived a sweet life, and that would be incorrect. I done lived in the suburbs basically my whole life, and I done lived in some neighborhoods that were shady. I done lived in, I done seen people with Section 8 housing. I done seen people with parents that's street niggas, or they, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put it like this, I got a childhood friend. His little brother was a street nigga. His little brother was a street nigga. That's because his mom came from the streets, and her family used to be over there all the time. He had an uncle that literally used to teach this nigga how to do street shit. Like, nigga, go, this how you sell this how you do that. You gotta get this skill. This you need a gun. You need to do. So it's all about. It's all about your surroundings and what you surround yourself with. So yeah, I do think you can be a suburb.
And just
nigga
because
from
it's
the street.
considered a suburb, there's a lot of areas in the suburbs that are just as bad
Decatur is
as
a
a
suburb.
street nigga area.
Decatur is a suburb. East Point is a suburb.
Now, I
North
feel
Park
like
is a suburb.
You could do this shit and niggas may not respect it the same because you didn't come from the same environment
Right.
and you have more opportunities. But that don't discredit you as being a street nigga because you still doing street nigga shit. You living a street nigga life. You just not from a poverty-driven area.
It's just probably like you're more of the outcast of your
Yeah,
suburb.
like you probably made your life harder yourself. You probably made you probably had opportunities to choose to go left or right, and you went left. But that don't discredit you as a street nigga.
Yeah. What you got? What you got? You got something to say? You got another one?
Nah, he got something to say. You ain't say shit.
I'm just listening. Go ahead.
You got nothing. All right, bro. We're just gonna end this off right here.
Thought you had a fact of cat.
That's it. Facts of cap.
Oh, my bad.
Say your girl cheated, right? Facts of cap. Would you want to know? Would you ask? Did you suck that nigga dick?
You said what?
Facts of cap. Would you ask? Did you suck that nigga dick?
I'm just going to imply that already happened.
The only way that I'm.
If you
First of
know
all,
she
never-
cheated, you know every. You
If
know.
I know she cheated, I'm just.
If she
assuming that
sucked my
his
dick, I know she so did.
Why do I need to know the details of what kind of sex y'all had, bro? Like, no.
I'm just going to automatically.
It's real.
You gonna ask?
I don't know if I'm gonna ask, but that could be like, this is a different level.
I'm just going to.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if
a
you do
different level,
know.
so it's kind of like,
But would you even want to ask that?
I don't know if I'm gonna.
Especially if you contemplating on staying.
I'm not going to. Oh,
I'm
shit.
gonna
Hell.
keep it tall. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask.
I ain't asking.
I'm not
shit.
asking because I'm already going to know it. I'm going to apply it. It
Because
already happened.
If 90% of the time we fuck, you suck my dick, it's a 100% chance you suck this
I'm
nigga dick.
serious. I don't see many girls say they would never.
Do you want to ask?
I might ask it just in a street nigga suburb way. You know, I'm just.
Cut!
Stay clean as a whistle, you think you official, we know that you not. Hop on the mic and discuss every issue, might take a few shots. Kick back and relax, don't overreact, it's only your thoughts. Tell me is it facts, or maybe it's cat, we never gon' stop. Facts and cap.